Ibrahim Yabani. We are going to discuss about the issue of schools abduction in Nigeria, especially the modern states where many students have been abducted. From 2019 to date, we are going to discuss some of this issue and what is happening and the future of this state, especially in the modern Nigeria. That's you have been following all the issues that is happening, especially with insecurity in modern Nigeria. How do you feel when you had the issue all the news that some school kids have been abducted just recently in Kigi states and one that just happened, I think, past 2 years in these states?
It's very sad because this is a situation that nobody can explain why these things are carried. The history of abduction started actually in 2014. Chibok, justice, told us a few was 200 people, students were abducted by Boko Haram. He said it's there was also one in Yode, if you remember, the boss, not of the chiefs, and of course, many of them was actually these no sense up, Zapara, Kenny, and these Max. It is those activities that in 2025 we're still experiencing at the virtual to spoke in Nigeria. My concern is that I will not learn from about this. I will not look really once it happens, like a stock up issue. We just go and solve that particular issue. Might be go behind closed doors, settle the demands, settle those assaults. I keep them what they get the children that were like and then after that they also goes into just okay.
That's the end of it.
That's the end of it. Yes, it is a carry. It has some 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So why should the security agencies develop a plan that can deal with this situation? These schools are isolated from the public. First place, these schools are parameter affairs. These schools are controlled by the government. They are not private schools. They are government-owned schools. So why can the government come to this? I'm able to about that.
My main concern is about this military development to say these bandits or Bowara or Isha. Why do you say they are mostly talented, considering Sujija and other people that are vulnerable? Why as it targeted them? I say, oh good, and look at those people, those two. So why as it acted those students?
You see, if you go and take children for private commercial secondary schools, private schools, this doesn't have any impact. So when they move on when they want to hit you, they hit the most vulnerable area that will attract sympathy from parents, from the nation, and from everybody. That's why they go to these Takeshi schools to attack. It makes it easier for them. They also want to make name. It's not all about money. It's about also making name. That's why they go to almost public schools, or they go to mosques, or they go to churches, where they can make more impacts. So that's what is happening. And the issue is, can't we get these schools? I've had every Israeli never police that kept this country the disbanded police security escorts to be going to be very get duties. You see that guarding BIKs. Suddenly enough, you can see this thing that Rara, whatever they call them, he has a security written that goes after him. And yet these schools are known, their locations are known, they are parameter pairs, and then yet you cannot provide a simple security logistic that will ensure that nothing like happens there. Here we are in 2025. It happened in Kebi, it happened in Geta, It's happened in Nasara. You know,
And we don't even know why they are thanking now.
yes, not only that, but like it came for like came for the moon. They just drop, feed the children, go away. That's no way circle. What is happening is they come to the schools, abandon the children, walk the streets, and go to the bushes. And these bushes are bushes that we all know. In Nigeria, we still use technology to find opportunity. And we'll say we have a similar system.
But do you think we are capable of using technology in fighting those instances? Because we think that they are a bit like individual.
Yes, about their buy. This is what you buy. We had the resources. This guy had the resources to go and buy technology to start this country. But it's because we have not, there is no synergy between the security agencies in that area. Everybody is doing his own show. So unless they come together, together, these cameras to the for the potino or whatever.
Some people, especially in Northern Nigeria, that they our daily spiritus, our open yourselves and posa a politician that are counting for the political power or that it's like that. They're thinking that maybe uh, because we the Northerners, we are not united. A lot of things are happening, but nobody will come and speak on behalf of all Northern Nigerians, all the people in Northern Nigeria. Uh, are you seeing all these issues that happen in Northern Nigeria because of we don't have one voice?
It's not the issue of having one voice or issue balance. The governors are the chief security officers of their states. That's correct. And they don't control the police. They got no control the army. You have seen what happened in the in FCT. It's part of the fact that I do use the methods and the attitudes of the Minister of FCT when he went to take over the land belonging to one general. You see what happened there. The news officer did take instruction for him. And the police, the military, the paramilitary are supposed to be subjected to it and the military courts. But they are not. The governor will call the commissioner of police, and the commissioner will say that, oh no, I had a directive from above that he maybe decide not to take the court. Will fail to be like a veteran. But you go, the governor was it is for us. And those people that really put a match in these issues were the traditional lawyers. It was being made together. I understand the heartbeat to elect the levels. The traditional rulers, the villagers, they know the people who move within their country area. They can fact. They know why all these people are stay. But you have not given them a ball, a constitutional ball to play. They are testing the Olympics and their birds. So without a constitutional, what if they want to enter? I suppose the one out this and say, okay, you're disturbing me, I'm going to create more elements. He created 4 elements and we use this. So they are also not willing to push their nation to do something that can cost them the dictatorship of their own the old grandfathers and forefathers that they inherit. So you see, we have an endemic issue. That means focus studying, focus research, forward thinking, so that we can now sit down and say, okay, let's map out strategies to deal with this sort of things. But when I give responsibilities to people that are not so, what is next? I think I could have a little way to go.
Are you seeing this increasing of, let me just say, in this country, modern Nigeria, do you think it has related to threats by US President Donald Trump, or are you see it in that particular sense?
The president, the threat by the American president is here. Americans don't just play statements like that. Most usually won't deal with it. It's real, quite okay. But is it the problem? The issue is these things are happening even before America met Nigeria a counter concern. So now what you need to ask yourself is this. Must it happen that way before we wake up and start thinking of overthinking? No. The people that actually abetted children and years, the people that are killing out the bandits that are killing the settlers and the Kenyans, right? And we are just promoting religion, tribalism over issues in order to locate the issue. But it is not. This thing is more endemic than that. The economy of the country itself, right? As crime in a society works with the bascation of the society. So do you mean 2 years ago, armed robbery was the in thing? Like, even really, armed robbery, yeah, armed robbery there. But crime robbery that has become, it's only foolish we got to go and they did the certain hour way. Because where you are going, you don't know whether the person you are running to his house to rob him or your person have money with you. Now we are the economy. Nobody carries money around. So it is foolish for that robber to say, okay, let me go for it. But the sophistication of crime develops to the development society. Now we're in digital age. So the crime itself also moves with the development society. Unless we look inwards, a certain thing to in America, I was devastated to visit the British in the Puerto Police when I was a special advisor to the Minister for Foreign Affairs. We went there, they are killing people. In London, even the dustbin that's on the road is on the road. It's capped as a crowd. So there was calling that for every 100 years you walk on the street in London, your picture is taking over 150 times. Just in order to this. Today in Abuja, in America, go and do whatever you want to do. In 24 hours, they'll catch you. The worst is 48 hours. That is 2 days. 2 days. But here, you have no surveillance, you have no intelligence, you are still for active crime fighting. Right? Reactive brother. It is when something happens, then you deploy. I understand the president has deployed the Minister of State defense to go to Zamfara. They say, okay, to watch Kobe and deal with situation that happen. What's the do you
And he
Tepala,
and he father about the day, it's been really sad. Right. She now say need to nature state to make sure that us pursue the remaining children also of red checks. They just
up to today, there are some peoples that were affected in Jibo, they have not returned. Up to today, there are some students that were abducted in Yobe, they have not been returned. So it is just again it's politics. Because the president will make the sit down and say, okay, fine.
but sacrificing that this all this thing that's happening within just 2 weeks, all this thing happened just happened 2 weeks now. Can't you see that maybe there are some people that are sabotaging the this or the government of this
You see, you can call it what you want. The fact is, the essence of government is to provide security for priorities. But why you say it's happening within these stages? Why to that? Like, you see, if you look at the blue scale of what we say, you see that origin of such a Kabib coalitions. Like, is the polity is being hit by cushions of the politicians. Like, this one is moving from one step to the other. Is it time out for politicians to have been scored by the Iranians? It was only recently the INEC released the calendar. So I think it's after the release of the calendar that they will start campaigning for political office. But this thing has started since day one. Since the president took over to do office. So it is unless of course we know what to be fair to ourselves. And we know that we are not doing the right thing. I'm also putting the right, so the headless in the things to escalate. And the escalation of this thing is poverty in office. And there's more than that. And this thing is not happening in Southwest. It's not happening in South. It's happening only in the North. More of this. The North East, Northwest, and North Center. This is where the issues are. So, and the politics of controlling the North Central and the Northeast and the Northwest is causing us up. And there is mass poverty in these three regions. So, because of this mass poverty, people now, I was studying about Ambo. Now you go and abduct children from school. In 2 days, they heal hundreds of idiots. Why should you go through any? It's not going to go a bit, it's a soft money. Up to today, my concern is these medias that are giving bandits, that are even the swab, swab, this swab personnel, why is it? Today in Nigeria, we have a national ID card, we have a BBM, we have a national ID card, and I understand now they are bringing another one thing that just in order to track the movement of facts in the country. For the 14, 16 years, government providers, for the 14 and 16 years that this thing is going on, I've never seen or heard a bank or a bank manager indicted for giving money to give those people that are paid the banks. More so, it is the authority. You find the state governors, they said, again, I give this people money. So if at that level, I say governor can call you and give you money so that he can collect his bill or whatever. So why should you go and compromise?
And there was even a time I had that the one bandit that sent this account number and transferred it also to me.
And
But his account worker.
That bank is in the country. That bank is known. And nobody has advocates. And no bank manager was arrested. No bank was blacklisted. So it's like we are checking shadows. The troubles are there. We know where they are. But we don't what we do. The troubles headlock. That's what I separate.
So probably let's look at the issue of education in Nigeria. Let's also look at the susceptibility issue. It's just especially basic education. As of now, the bandits are attacking school. How do you see does it has effects to our education system?
Such a check for example, Mono Eyobe, where the Boko Haram was more pronounced. Most of school went to out of school at the time. So the tendency is our own amalgamation gap in education. The difference between the school dropouts and those that are about school is like everything. That's the part. Which means what? Drop in the number of educated children in the society. 2, school calendars were reduced because the classroom that they go to school that the children use are packs. Some are destroyed completely. Some of them didn't allow your child to work. Like, and then we also have our own match party about this teach in the north and the northeast. Because since you have our part there about let's say English, how did that process so don't even allow the children to go to school? It is through social education, through campaigns and whatever that state governments and individuals are doing. That others now are seeing the importance of education that they are in that children that wants to school. So all this kind of startups in the society, the tendency is that the number of school dropouts and the number of children will increase. And what you are good with what it brings more literacy, more school dropouts, because the kind of school calendar is not followed. So then as the end of the day, you find that whenever we are producing those schools, they're just tab-based children. And they're easy, they can be rooted by the students and the balance. They have message to know. So the issue is that they have to leave. The economic situation in the country is not so bad to the extent that they will be taking care for social network, social safety nets. The social safety nets that the report uploaded is elitists. Instead, they said that they tell you have to go and download program or app mkiji on a social media program or machine put the first place you are not educated, the first then you are work and subvert it. So it is terribly affecting the educational level.
Finally, because of the time that ran out of time there, what reason that the big solution to which she will sketch within into once can mosquito without to end this he dies the molested.
The solutions are multifaceted. In the sense that what is you don't have to prioritize your Alex. You have to look at the sources of these concerns. If you look at the sources of these concerns, why they happen, and then you try to deal with it from the root cause, not just providing a stopgap measures. When it happens, you deploy police, you deploy ministers. After 2-3 days, the whole thing dies. They come back to their offices, can never go to for the next one day. But so unless we really look at this deeply and think about it beyond politics, beyond regionalism, beyond tribalism and the religion, the tendency is that we have this call. Because now some people believe that the Muslims are doing it because they know God, they robbed the president, the post is a Muslim ticket. Some will say no, they are killing Christians. Like this, a hospital. You know, who now went and presented a paper at United States Congress, blaming Nigeria for genocide. Yes, they say I did not say that. There's so genocide, Nigeria. They have a problem, and it's affecting everybody. Depending on the locations you are, maybe it's not about the levels because the sophistication of Lagos is much higher than what we find in Budi, Bilobe, Zakara, etc. Right? But then I think we look at the other way. That was saying, in Niger Delta, the Ibobi, you know, the indigenous people, they used to stop people from going to work. Right? They ban the money they call it, the resources they call it, you know. So it is generally a situation that is homemade. And the heck, those people are like people want to say politically correct. But we want to just be follow up, just wait and see. We'll just go to you.
So I think that's the end of the step search. Our viewers can continue following our channels at Yabani Corpus, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. About Dr Ibrahim Yabani. Say my baby, say goodbye, but it's in our next episode.